I don't know what the video is about, but I have a funny feeling it involves door knocking.
One of the most expensive suburbs in town, and today we're going to ask
These are some nice houses.
owners if they've got any items that we can sell onto eBay. I'm well, thank you. I'm just doing a business card and a fly drop.
Ooh,
I've got an eBay business.
the good old door knocking.
I sell full time, and I was just in the area just seeing if anyone had any unwanted items that they have lying around the house.
All right, this person doesn't know what an eBay business is, and she's being really polite and just doing the whole pleasantry thing. And only when Matt says unwanted items, she comes to realize, right, he's essentially here to get my crap and potentially do something with it. She doesn't quite know what it is yet, but I'm guessing because she heard business, she thinks that it's for money. And trying to establish some sort of an exchange, right? I don't think she knows what an eBay business is at all. Then again, I don't think most people who live in these houses know what eBay businesses are. But who knows?
Actually, we might be moving house in a bit, so just now.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. It's every day.
Is there anything? Oh, yes, running shoes. What's that? Well, let me take it.
She's doing a very, very quick profile.
Absolutely, and look, I'm around this week as well, so if there's any loose stock that you would ultimately take to an op shop or something like that, I'd be happy to come around and buy it off you.
She's very polite.
Is your phone number?
Phone number, email,
Perfect.
yeah, it's all there for you.
Yeah, I'll do so. Thank you.
Lovely, no worries, see you later. So the aim of this video, I think, is to try and find $500 worth of resale value that we can put onto eBay. I don't know if we're going to be able to achieve it today. They might go away and work on a few things that we could ultimately purchase, but if we can drop off all 50 cards and get a...
Wait. $500 worth of resale value is actually not that hard to get. If somebody gives you a bedroom's worth of toys, that's your $500 right there. 50 cards, Matt. Like, if you brought 200 cards, you would have hit your goal that day. But then I get it. Going from house to house to house to house, 200 cards takes a lot of time. Or does it? I remember when I first started as a mortgage broker, the trainer would actually bring us to a street and ask us to count how many houses there were. And then after that say, look, if you struggle getting leads, just remember, if you door knocked on all these houses, most of them have mortgages, half of them are probably homeowners. If you're nice enough, one of them might like you. Just think of it that way. And so if you're going to go door knocking, and I've been door knocking before for other reasons, and the uptake is super low. So 50 cards, if assuming you get 1 out of 1,000 people give you something, which is usually what the conversion rate is for door knocking, depends how good you are, right? Maybe you get 1 out of 500, you still need 500 cards. So I feel like 50 cards isn't really doing, if this is an experiment or a strategy, in both instances, 50 cards isn't going to cut it. Also, this, I don't envision myself fully hating the video or fully liking the video, because this is one of those strategies where it's if it suits you, it suits you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So we'll watch it to its entirety and we'll see where we end up.
I think this will be a success. So no guarantees that it's going to happen, but we're going to keep knocking on these doors to find out.
Definitely no guarantees.
I'm just really nervous at how nice these homes are. I feel like the nicer the home, the more nervous I get.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, multi-millionaires.
Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you approach one of these houses, you're bound to feel nervous.
I just had this for you. It's a business card and a flyer. I'm an eBay seller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I sell every day.
Go down to the dogs level, appeal to the dogs. Good, good.
And I resell it onto eBay and give it a second home.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you have any stuff over the next few days that you no longer need, all my contact details are there.
You have no idea what I've got in there.
There you go. That's $500 in that house,
I'm
probably.
around all week, so
Okay.
YouTube as well.
So how do we make it happen?
All my contact details are on the business card.
I kind of wish you would actually like blur out their faces, though. I feel like it's a bit.
But ultimately, it
The-
would be, these pre-owned items, collectibles. Actually,
That's probably the
video
only
games, all
thing
these sorts
that
of
I'm having an
apps
issue
on
with
there.
right now is the fact that
And,
you're not blurring out their faces
buy
whilst
a few and then try and resell
whilst you're
them
filming them.
myself. Yeah, lovely. I'll leave it with you, hey?
Thank you.
No worries. All the best. But do you think you'd have anything like that, or?
At the moment, no.
Yep.
But my brother will be coming up to like move in, so I'll see what he has.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm going to get in touch with you.
That sounds great. Yeah. No worries.
Hey, everyone's really polite.
Appreciate it. See you later. All right, guys, I just wanted to let you in on the secrets of success with what we're doing here today. We've created some business cards. I've got all of my contact information on this business card.
Well, he's got the YouTube logo, and people seem to know him, I
It's just a
guess.
one-pager, and it goes into all the details about what we're trying to do, what we're trying to buy, why
Yep,
we're doing
trash
it,
into
who we
cash,
are, and how to get
cash
our
up front,
customers. So
you know,
combination
all the
of that
important bits.
and the business card when we're in conversation with these guys is going to allow them, if they're interested, to be very easily in touch with us, and then we can come back and strike up a really good deal. So if you're thinking about doing this yourself, these are two very, very important pieces that you're going to want to have.
No worries, mate. All good.
All good?
Yeah, we end up well. Got huge amounts of bloody running shoes downstairs. Actually, I've got a whole bag which I've just pulled out
Really?
of my cupboard. Yeah.
Well, I can give you some good money for them if you like, and I obviously then put them online and benefit from that as well. So
Well, let me have a think about it. I'll give you a ring.
Take all the time.
We'll put all the stuff because we've probably got quite a bit of stuff that we can get rid of.
that's incredible, mate. That's exactly what I want to hear. So look, no stress on time. I'm available all week, and I do it 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. So
No worries, mate. Yeah, we'll just
I like this. Is like,
stuff out of something.
take your time,
yeah,
no rush.
Thank you very much. See you later.
That's what I want to hear. Don't be sheepish about it, right? Here's the thing: if you go door knocking, hi, do you have any more? Do you have like 5 minutes? Da 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 da. I'll only take this menu. Like, you know, if you're sheepish about it, it's not gonna work. You need to be pretty like, I'm doing this. This is who I am. I've got no shame with it because there is no shame in it, really. You just, it's how you sell it. And Matt's selling it pretty well.
Just doing a bit of a run around to see if anyone's got unwanted items lying around the house.
You have no idea.
I know.
That's actually awesome. That's really good.
It's just
I've been doing a move, so I've been trying to look to get rid of a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's just DVDs, video games,
Yeah.
clothes, shoes,
Really? Okay,
everyday stuff, pre-owned stuff.
Yeah,
And I'd look to buy it, and then I take it home and then resell it onto eBay.
Wait, hang on, let me think. I got.
DVDs and video games are typically the biggest ones.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna meet them there. Did you sell watches on there?
Depending, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I got a G-Shock if you.
G-Shock would be sweet.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I'll go.
That'd be awesome, mate. Yeah, appreciate that.
No worries. I got the Rockwell one. Hang on.
Okay. Reckon he's got a G-Shock.
I cannot figure out what it is. It's bubbling in the background.
First
But
buy. First buy of the day.
I'm sure I closed all my messenger apps already. 1 second. No, I hadn't.
Cool.
You know, that's actually so funny. Because I'm trying to get my mum a gift.
All right.
I was trying to scrounge around the house for like $100.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we can absolutely look at making something work.
I could do.
This is hilarious, right? The guy's got a BMW, lives in a giant house with panels on the facade, and he's scrounging around for $100. I'm not saying he doesn't have $100. I'm just saying it's not everything adds up.
Yep.
And the G-Shock for say. I'll do that for 100.
Do it for 100.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, we've made our first purchase. We've got a G-Shock watch. We have
A rider?
a rider. We've got to look into this one, but it's Rockwell.
Rockwell?
Yeah, Rockwell Rider or Rider by Rockwell.
Rider by
That's it there.
Rockwell.
Nice watch. And then we've also got some Beats, some wireless Beats headphones. These are the Power Beats 3 wireless, and there's a little tag on there that says $250. So they retail for $250. Now he went pretty high with his offer. He said initially $220 for well, he had some video games as well, but they weren't worth a hell of a lot. So I kind of wanted to play on the 3 main items that are worth some significant money, but I was able to pull him down to $100. He said he couldn't go any lower than $100.
Well, he needs $100.
So it's a lot more than what I normally pay at flea markets, garage sales, op shops. But I know, for instance, this G-Shock watch can go for some really good money. So we've got a $100 watch there on the G-Shock. This rider looks like it'll go between 60 to.
It's interesting with the approach that he's using. He's being super transparent, saying that he's got an eBay business. The better thing I would do is actually just say, is just drive up with a trailer and say, hey, we're getting rid of trash. You know, any unwanted stuff. We'll help you take it to the op shop. We'll help you take it to the tip. Essentially, because the main value here isn't the money. The main value here is that you're helping them get rid of stuff. If you're offering to pay for something and you're telling that you're gonna make some more money on top, they're not gonna go that low. So the whole idea with Facebook Marketplace hauls is that your people are not intending for the person who buys it to then sell it again. So they're pricing it at throwaway, fine, I might as well make some money out of it. And when you look at it that way, by him saying that I've got an eBay business, sell me stuff so I can sell it on again, they're gonna price it higher rather than lower. whatever, they're not gonna, let's say this is the band of acceptable pricing for an item, right? Like if a watch super watch is free all the way to 100, anything higher than that is just stupid money. No one thinks about that. They're gonna go, wow, if he's gonna do 100, we'll leave him this much fat. We'll charge him at the top of this lower level. It could be $50, and then he has to decide, for the convenience, do I take it? Do I not? So this strategy isn't particularly. First of all, the hit rate's not exactly that high. Secondly, it's a lot of moving around. You literally have to go and drop off a bunch of cards. You might get a payoff later, but then again, how many people actually keep flyers around? Most people don't. I mean, I've received so many flyers in the past, so many people knocking my door in the past. Do I remember any of them? No. I still go back to wherever my brain says to go to first. Op shop, bin, and then call a friend who I know and like that I want to benefit. So I think that's the thing, like being first up, he's trying to be top of mind, that person. There is a brand building exercise that's happening here, and just dropping around the cards isn't going to cut it. You literally have to drop around the cards, come back next month, come back next month, come back next month, so that people know you're the guy. Almost like the Mormon Jehovah's Witness approach, right? Like if you come once, knock on the door, you get a no, and we never see you again, don't remember you. If you come back next month and next month and next month, you're like, look, just want to have a chat with you, have a coffee about the Lord Jesus Christ. And eventually, if they do it 12 months in a row, you're going to be like, just come in for a coffee, let's have a chat. You know what I mean? And even then, if you don't take up anything that they say, if you will see them at the shopping center and recognize them because they're from your local area. And you're going to say good day. You're going to be like, hi, nice to see you, Tim, So there is a brand building exercise for this to actually be rewarding. One round of cards isn't going to cut it. And I've done card dropping, I've done the go to draw, and I'm not particularly offensive. I'm not hard to look at. Like I can be very personable. And yeah, brand building exercise. It's not really a case of just drop your cards and they'll remember you. They won't. Not for one drop off anyways. At least not a high percentage.
And then we've got these Beats by Dre. Yeah, Beats by Dre. See that one there?
That's them because they're yellow.
No.
They're yellow,
Keep
so
going.
it's pretty much an exact match.
Probably like 130. Or
With the box, I think we could just go for 100. It's like in value to ship them all. I think we might be able to have made about.
Yeah, crazy.
That's the way I'm well.
We have some DVDs, I guess, but
Yeah.
I have to look around the summer because we kind of just moved, so probably some boxes. But yeah, I think we do have some old DVDs or something.
That was good. He said that he's got a heap of stuff. He goes, oh, so you're doing the stuff that is, people are too lazy to do themselves.
Yeah.
I was like, that's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
Literally the value. So when you're thinking of this strategy, here's the alternative strategy. Just be a waste removal company, right? Be a room clearing service. You can brand yourself in such a way that you say, is there a corner of your house that you don't like looking at anymore that you want us to help you clear out? I can help you do that. You go there, you just clear out all that stuff. So you're not there to take garbage. You're literally there to help people reset spaces. If you want to be a space resetter, that's a business right there. You can charge for the space resetting so that it's not worth your while turning up. You still get paid for the labor. If you've got a trailer or a truck or a van, that's one thing. Once you get there, you reset the whole space. You take away everything in a particular space. So you tell them, take a photo of the space, and if you see something you like, you take up the job. You don't see something you like, oh, you look, it's too far out of my make up some random excuse, right? But the point being is, you're saying I'm a space resetter. They are paying you for the labor. They're sending you a photo of the space. You already can see what's there. If it's DVDs, like Matt wants DVDs, you can see it, you can take it. If you see toys, if you see furniture, whatever, right? When you get there, you clear the space per the photograph, already knowing that your labor is paid for, so the trip's not wasted. It's not a gamble like here. But at the same time, whatever you pick up, you get to sell as well. That's like a win-win and win. So that's another option if you don't want the whole confrontational thing.
People definitely get what it is. There's no tricky conversation that make them aware of what it is.
Yeah.
But
Need to do it.
I think these are good conversations that we're having though. I'm feeling confident about what might come of it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it is 5 o'clock. We're going to call it an end for day one. We've dropped off all 50 business cards. It was definitely a slog today. We've spent 5 hours out here. There's been a lot of just simply no answers at the front door, which is very, very time consuming.
Yep, there's that too. So if you take 50 cards and you take 100 houses, you have to walk to 100 houses. That's a lot of walking. So kudos to Matt for the effort, even if it's just for a video or to start an ongoing strategy. Who knows, right? Like we said, 50 cards is not going to give you a good enough data set to decide whether this is a way to do your business or not. 500 cards though, consistent approach, consistently getting over the nerves and being and even if he says, if he keeps changing his approach and changing his spiel, it's not going to be a good feedback either. So it needs to be, here's what I'm going to say, I'm going to do it this many times, what's the uptake? Here's what I'm going to say, I'm going to do it this many times, what's the uptake? And that will kind of give me an idea of what strategy works. And you can do that too if it's within your personality. We'll talk about it after the video's done.
If we're able to get them all out there and hand deliver them to 50 people, we just have to hope now that they give us a call back. So it's been 3 weeks, guys, and I've sat back and waited for the phone to ring, and unfortunately we have had 0 phone calls, 0 text messages, and 0 emails, which is really quite surprising based on how good those conversations were on the day. But if I sit back and have a bit of a think about it, I actually probably realise that these millionaire homeowners probably aren't after a few dollars for a couple of pairs of old dirty shoes. They're probably not the right target market to approach. Next time around, what I think I'd do is actually go out into a middle-class suburb, and those people are probably going to be chasing the dollar a little bit more. And there's also less anxiety and less stress going up and knocking on a house that isn't quite as flush as these multi-million-dollar homes that I was in. So I'd definitely do that. We have had some success, though, with the 3 items that I was able to buy on that day, though. The Rockwell by Ryder watch ended up selling for $85 on eBay. Super quick as well, and that's fantastic. That's got about 40 interest. If those 2 other items can go on to sell, so to give it another go and go to these middle class type suburbs, definitely let me know in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Okay, so when he said we didn't get any phone calls, no emails, no text messages, which is surprising. It's not surprising. First of all, not a wide enough net. And secondly, people are polite. People are very polite. And so that's something I've definitely learned from doing door knocking. People are so polite that you can't bank on the conversation. You pretty much, well, Matt's done everything he can. He's given them business cards. He's made it as simple as possible for them to make contact with him. Short of literally, some people do this, don't do this, or do this if this is you. Some people will actually do their best to get into your door, because the moment they can get into your door, it's like an implied you've welcomed me in, I might as well make something out of this. So if you're at the threshold and you haven't crossed the threshold of the property, chances of them actually calling you very, very low. So then the question then becomes, how wide of a net do you have to cast? Once again, 50 cards, not wide enough. 500, then you can talk about whether the strategy works or not. And when he also points out that the millionaire people are not after the dollar value. True, not true, that's to be debated. Even in the middle class suburbs, even if they're chasing the dollar, are they going to chase the high dollar? In which case then, is it going to be worth his while putting in more effort at a low uptake to pay higher than you normally would, right? So I think when looking at door knocking, people don't do it because firstly, it's scary. It's very scary. You don't know who you're gonna get, especially if you get somebody who tells you like, fuck off. Like there are some people like that. That can really shake you for the whole day. So because of all that potential, it's like, do I really want to go through that potentially for what could potentially be a bad reward? So then most of us tend to, I guess, find ourselves in a place where we go and we source without anybody seeing us. We source online because there isn't that people element. But here's the thing. If you can master door knocking and figure out how to be recognizable, build up your brand as the person who comes by every single week, like the ice cream truck, plays the same music, right? It's literally the ice cream truck strategy when you think about it. You come every month. Every week's probably too much. Every month, they recognize you. They remember to call you. You are now the person who removes things from people's houses. Once a month, you've got a fixed day. They could literally view you as the hard rubbish guy that they don't have to sort out, right? Hard rubbish, I have to ration it twice a financial year in my municipality. You could be that person that they literally will give you hard rubbish once a month. You're that guy. You may not even charge anything. You just take it and go. Granted, you need storage to sort it out. That's your business to manage. But the point being is, without a brand building exercise for several months, you're not going to get a phone call. That's just how it is. If you do, but then let's go door knocking, middle class suburb, lower class suburb. They're going to want more money. Because the moment they know the moment they know that you're going to sell it on eBay, they're going to go, well, I can then sell it on eBay with a little bit of research. So what we're trying to get at is, it is a strategy. It can work. Less people are going to do it, which means that if you do it well and you master it, you can own that whole local area quite easily. because you're giving them great value. You're coming to, instead of they going to wherever they're going to leave their items, you're coming regularly. You're nice to deal with. If you want to take the premium version of this, which is you sell yourself as a space resetter for a flat fee, you could easily, they will then also pay you to take the stuff away. So then really you're making money instead of paying for stock. You're getting free stock that you can also sell. But granted, you do need to have the stuff. So Matt's got like a hatchback, which isn't gonna cut it. But if he had like a a long wheelbase highest plus a trailer, and he had like a big shed, that would be a pretty easy way of getting free inventory and get paid for labor whilst doing it, which is like the thing that most resellers want. If you've got the body for it, right? Consistent income. So it's actually like a salary for a job. You get free inventory to sell later at your own time. So you have the variable income portion and the fixed income portion. That's pretty good. Ultimately though, when looking at a model like this, I haven't even read the comments, but I'm guessing awkward, genius idea, takes balls to do it. The way you're going to be in a house like, eBay doesn't put us in these houses. We'd like to think eBay puts us in these houses, but eBay doesn't. You're going to have to do something else. Selling used stuff, we're not going to end up in houses with multiple panels of facade. Dope idea. I could never, but what an interesting video. Someone's thought about it. You could go in with a KonMari person, so like the Marie Kondo thing, and just offer a declutter service. See? So that's it. There is someone saying people who don't end up in those houses because of their generosity, they'd probably also be worried about the security angle. True. If you get a chance to create trust with just a few of these folks, their network can lead to amazing opportunities. Yep, brand building exercise. Doesn't have to be a networking thing. Just be the ice cream truck. Turn up every single week, month, whatever the regularity is that doesn't make them not want to see you anymore. And eventually they'll just come out and go, hey, by the way, you're that guy. You've been here for the last 3-4 months, whatever period of time it's been. I've actually got a room that I want to just reset because, we've got grandkids coming over, yada, yada, yada. If you take it all, I'll pay you $50, whatever. You're just making yourself available. But bearing in mind, Matt also does YouTube and he also does reselling, right? So you've probably got something similar. He doesn't have kids, but you might have kids. So therefore, in your case, your YouTube could be kids, and then you've also got reselling. Do you have the capacity to then apply this strategy by being present every single whatever period it might be? It takes a lot of effort, takes time. And looking at the trade-off, most of you will actually find as lacking in competition as this approach may be, which means that, it's open waters. If I do it, no one's going to compete with me. It's tiring. It's not guaranteed. You're starting from scratch, building your presence. You may find after doing it for a short while, maybe not long enough, you just go back to what you were doing before anyways, which is competing with everybody else on Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, retail shops, eBay, and so forth. There's a reason why people are going, this looks pretty interesting, because nobody does it, because it's hard and nobody wants to do it. And that's the thing, as much as people are criticizing the idea and going, I wouldn't, It's really I don't want to situation. It's not that's a bad return situation, because it could be a good return. And we've talked about how it can be a good return. And it's important when making any sort of business decision to work out what you can do and can't do, but also what you will do and won't do. Very important distinctions. If you confuse the two, your business will struggle to grow and you'll get really frustrated, because if there are things that you can do, but you just don't want to do, you may just want to change your want to do it so that you can do it and grow your business. Yeah. Someone saying, one thing I've learned over the years is follow up. Yep, follow up. Follow up. Definitely follow up. Someone else said, pretty funny, old mate lives in a $3 million home and needs to find $100 for a present for his mum. Someone's gone, with the wealthy, you could have more luck just offering to take the stuff from them as opposed to offering to buy. Yeah, because the biggest value for wealthy people is time and effort. So once you make it a conversation about money, they're like, nah, it's not really worth my time. I don't want to have this conversation. You know, like the only way you make a rich person perk up is like, by the way, I've got a deal for you. It pays in perpetuity. It's worth several $1 million over the course of several years, right? But if you're going, I'm going to pay you a few bucks for items. Nah, just go, hey, I'm here to clear some stuff. I reset people's houses. I keep saying reset because that's it. It's not, don't make, when you give someone the chance to reset, what you're really saying is, don't think about it. I'll do it all. I'll bring it back down to 0. There is no, do you want to go back down from 10 to 5 or 10 to 4 or 10 to 3? It's just reset. So essentially you're saying, I'm gonna give you the reset. It's a yes or no. If you say yes, done. And then you keep doing that, and that's your brand. You'll get plenty of inventory. And there's a very good chance you'll get good inventory too, because that if you think about the stuff in your house that has value but you just don't touch, like there are corners in my house that I've never been to for almost 2 years now. I've been in this place for 8 years, 7 years, 7, 8 years, and there are corners in this house that I haven't been to for 2 years that have stuff in it, and it's not like they're cheap stuff. It's just stuff that I have never thought to use and never thought to sell. It's just there. So you just, assuming you can proportion that to a rich person's house, that's your inventory. And then on the other side, Matt's saying things like, I'm looking for these items in particular. If you're going to employ this strategy of being a space resetter, you can't be fussy. You take whatever you can get, and then the reselling part is up to you. You're not telling them what you want. You say, I'll take everything. And then you figure out how to open a store that sells just furniture, how to open a store that just sells DVDs, whatever. Your job to figure out how to make the money on the stuff that you get for free. Labor paid, labor not paid, that's up to you. But you get the idea. Those are all the moving parts. So yeah, thanks Matt for doing this video. I like the fact that you've done this video because it takes a bit of guts. It takes guts to go do the exercise and then go do the video and be open to scrutiny, because most people wouldn't do this. And a lot of people are going to comments saying things like, oh, that sucks, that's not going to work, yada, yada, yada. But really what they're really saying is, I don't want to do it, because it's something that nobody likes to do. People frown upon door to door, but in reality, if I think about a billboard ad, you put in all your effort, make a creative ad, put it up there, you know, people will see it, but you don't get any feedback. People actually get to see your face, see your person, talk to you, hear your voice, see how tall you are, you know, see Courtney in the car, whatever it be, right? And that, you get to see that feedback and get to make adjustments to that. So that's the braver approach. That's the better approach. That's marketing 101. You want feedback. If you don't get feedback, you never know it's going to work. And hiding behind just a billboard and saying, some people do that, right? They put up a Facebook ad and go, sell me stuff, call me, whatever. But I don't know who you are. In this case, I know who you are. So yeah, let us know in the comments, what do you think about door knocking? How would you go about it? I've obviously talked about a few different options, but yeah, how would you go about it? And until next video, happy reselling. Bye.